Oh, I need my phone. All right, we're live. Probably nobody's here. I wouldn't think so yet, at least. So spontaneous live stream. Okay. Nope. That's not it. There we go. Nope. There it is. Doing laundry. That's not it. There we go. Okay. All right. Welcome to God Bless Anybody. I'm just checking the volume to see if I can hear myself at least. And that usually means the audio's good. All right. First off, right off the bat, I'm doing laundry. So I'm going to be going downstairs into the basement to do laundry while I'm doing this. But I wanted to go through a few stories first that might be important, especially this CME they just changed the forecast for this CME that's supposed to be hitting Earth, and they're calling it a more substantial one. And it's supposed to be hitting anytime at like 6 o'clock Central Time, which is like 30 minutes from now. So I wanted to throw that out there right off the bat in case there's something going to happen. And then we also, supposedly this CME is knocking down 40 of the Starling satellites. So I've seen some videos already where, but I don't know if that's where it was. I think in Puerto Rico they were showing like all these satellites going down one after the other, and they all were like burning up in the exact same spot in the sky. So I don't know if they've actually come down yet. They're still up there. So Mr. MBB 333 was talking and saying that they could be already re-entering the atmosphere, or they might be in the next day or two. So we'll look up in the sky. Planet X Hunter, welcome, God bless. So this is just a moment live stream. While I was doing some laundry, and I was looking at some of these stories. So I wanted to do the stories real fast before I run down, because I got to go change the setting on the washer, and I'll do that in just a moment. There was a Canadian prepper. He has urgent warning saying that Russia might be closer to starting invading Ukraine than people might think. Also, I've just found this new channel because I was trying to find something about this CME, and it's called World News Report. And he says there's something wrong with the forecast of the CME hitting tonight. So I thought that was kind of interesting. It's supposed to be way bigger than they thought. And not so much that because it's only supposed to be a C class, I think a C3, but it's going to do more damage than even a stronger CME coming through. So there was that. So I was trying to find out about these Starling satellites. If anybody knows anything, throw it in the comments. And I was trying to find something also, like, maybe somebody's doing tracking them to see, when they're going to start coming down. But I haven't found anything like that yet either. I just threw this thing on this background here, in case you're wondering. I just threw that because it was the closest thing I could think of relating to that. But this is supposed to be using, if something happens, I haven't checked into Operation Starfall to check on this bill to see if it's got anywhere yet. But in case something happens to our infrastructure, say there's an internet outage, they can use these other little satellites to beam down our internet. All right. What else going on? There was something very interesting. Jacob Israel put a couple of videos out about the Super Bowl and then the opening ceremonies of the Olympics. And I was saying that from the beginning with the snowflakes. they were every time a country was walking in, they had a Chinese woman holding up a snowflake. The snowflake is six-sided, so it's hexagon 6, and then on their pants they have 3 snowflakes, so that would be 666. I noticed that from the bat, but there was other stuff in there about the opening ceremonies that were kind of strange, especially about the Super Bowl too. You might want to check that out. Let's see, we got the Freedom Convoy is growing around the world, and they're supposed to be starting it in the United States. I don't know when, though. I never saw a actual date of when they were going to be starting it. But I heard it's supposed to be going from California to Washington, D.C. Okay, so there's a few of the stories that I just recently was looking at. If anybody has any information about the CME or the Starling Satellites, please let me know. I'm going to check real fast to see if there's anything that just might have popped up in the last few minutes. Ooh, there's something High Impact Flicks just put out. Cashless is coming, so I'll have to watch that later. But all right, so can't think of anything else that was here. Another cash. Ooh, even Paul Begley has a cashless society. We know they're pushing towards that, and it'd be perfect to go right along with the global the Great Reset. Huh. All right, so we're going to go downstairs now. I'm going to change the laundry out. I know, exciting, huh? Oh, I'm going to bring my mouse, too. I hate trying to do it with the finger, with my finger, you know, the little pad they give you. All right, here we go. Be careful. Going down the stairs. And be careful. Oh. Okay. Careful not to drop nothing. All right. So, Paul, welcome and God bless. So if you hear a noise, that noise right there that you're hearing is the heater. So the heat's on right now. All right. So let me get back over here. There. Weird. No. I was doing that. Okay. All right, I'm going to swap them out real quick. Oh, wait, no, I got to do this washer has problems. So, now I'm going to do this just to make sure. Well, then, come on now. Okay, dryer, or the washer that we have, is not the washer is doesn't work properly. It works good, but it doesn't do what it's supposed to. So you do a regular load, and like 15 minutes to 20 minutes in, it shuts down. It says OL, which would be overloaded, but it's not. So then you have to do, I'm not sure if it washes completely, so I do another quick wash after that, and then halfway during that it shuts off. Then you got to do a rinse and spin, and then a drain and spin. Is it rinse and spin? Rinse and drain. Rinse and spin, and then drain and spin. I usually just do drain and spin. So welcome, God bless to anybody else that's out there that hasn't commented. It's just a kind of a little quick live stream just to see how everybody's doing and let you know how I'm doing. I'm not sick no more, so that's good. But I'm having back problems. And sorry, notification. Yeah. My back is not doing good, so what's going on? Oh, sure. Just a message. Okay. So my back hasn't been doing good. Some people. I went over to Beck from Oz and was watching her live stream last night, and some people were saying that maybe it's the 5. You know what I'm talking about? Those towers. Because it is weird that my back suddenly got bad right at the same time that the nationwide rollout happened. So I don't know. But yeah. So anyway, my bed is not a good bed anymore. So I'm getting a new bed. I already purchased a new bed. And I spent way more than I wanted to. But I figured, if I want to get my back better, I want to get the best bed. So I got a Sleep Number. And originally it was $2,000, but I got it on sale half price. So still $1,000. It was a lot to spend on that. And it was actually $1,300 with the taxes and the delivery fees and all that. So yeah, it was a big investment, but if I'm going to spend money on something, and it's going to help me. It's going to help my back. Anybody have any news or anything to share? This is just I'm not really have a agenda here. I don't have a subject or anything to talk about. I mean, there's a few subjects, but not anything in particular tonight. Clean the lid trap. They got 2 loads, so we're still on the first load. And we gotta do some sheets and blankets. I'm looking over at YouTube real quick to see if there's anything going on. Doing laundry. Trying to think if there's anything else that happened or is going to be happening. Did I miss anything? Paul Bagley said earlier that the solar storm already hit Earth, but they were saying this World Report thing said that it was going to start at 6 p.m., which was less than half an hour from now. Used, abused, and confused. Welcome and God bless. Ouch. Yeah, so I got a massage yesterday and felt really good right after, and then when I laid down, then I started having my back problems again. And now it's mainly my neck and shoulders. Oh! Oh, shoot. Hey, Joe. Look. Hold on, everybody. What? No, where did it come from? Right there. Not the post, is it? No.
I'm getting the time right now, okay? You find my phone. I'm getting before it gets worse, okay?
All right. We might have to move back up. No. Yeah. They always give you water afterwards. Okay, wait, hold on. Heart of Astria, welcome and God bless. Well, I think that's unavoidable. Really? Wow. There's a lot going on, and a lot of talk, a lot of rumors. Rumors of war. We got to back up back here. I don't know. It looks like it's just water, though, so not the you-know-what. Poopy. So we might have another problem. Please, no. They said that we'd have to have it jetted again in a year. And it's been... How long has it been? A few weeks. So hopefully that's not going to be a problem. I'm going to wait for this load to finish.
No, it's those things are close. It's going to see, I wonder if it's going to this one.
Do the washer.
See, it's going up from like this way, see? So it's going from here.
Here's something.
No?
Is there something leaking back here?
Not the toilet, it's not the toilet. It's coming from back here. It was right, it was right here. When the water was coming out, look, see what happened? This thing, it got dislodged.
Oh. Okay, good. So it might not be nothing.
No.
Oh, all right. That might be good news.
Yeah, there it goes. Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay. Ooh, nothing serious, folks. We're all. Oh, gotcha. Oh, so that was a false alarm, everybody. The tube where it drains out was not quite in the hole,
Now it is.
and now it is. All right, so I know that was scary for a minute. I was like, no, I don't feel like moving. Because that's probably what would have wound up happening.
Plus it's clean water. Smells like soap.
It's what?
Smells like soap to me.
This water? Brown stuff.
That's drainage from the
Yeah. That should be okay. It'll dry up
yeah, it was.
on its own. It is squeezy. Alright, so everybody, we can breathe a sigh of relief. Oof. Already went through enough with this house already. Don't need no more problems. Yeah, I don't know if I should have done the rinse and spin. But we're going to make sure that the clothes are properly washed and rinsed. What? Why is there fourth boss? Fourth beast? What? I must have missed something. Boost. Why is there a fourth boost? Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Why? I don't know. They keep adding on more stuff. Now Johnson & Johnson's just stopped their production, right? They stopped their production of them because they say they're going to pursue shots for the new variants. So they're thinking ahead now. They're thinking that, the whatever variants are going to take over, and then the original shots won't be good anymore. So that's why I think it's all a waste of time, because once new variants come out, you're going to need a new V to cover that. The old ones aren't going to cover it, even though they say they keep doing, oh yeah, it provides. How do they know? How do they know if that's going to cover the variants or not? Don't get me started. It's draining, good. So we got the old dryer from the other place, so I know that works, so that works fine. This one is just, it works, it's just you got to go through, it doesn't do the cycles like it's supposed to. It shuts down every time. It's weird. So I have to like time it. I don't know the exact time. Or, you know, I have to leave the door open so I can hear it, but it goes beep, 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 because that's when I know it stopped. Right. So I wasn't prepared for any talk or anything. Right, exactly. Right now they're relaxing all the mandates here, including the masks, in pretty much the whole United States now. And I've even heard, what was it, Sweden? Was it Sweden or Switzerland? I think it was Sweden. Maybe it was Switzerland. One of those two countries is the leader is declaring that the pandemic is over. So I think they're realizing there's too much pushback now. People are getting wise to it. They're not falling for the lies anymore. So they're going to relax it for a while, and then bam, they're going to get us again. The next variant will happen, and then bam, shutdown, lockdown, masks. Yeah, exactly. Right, it's all a big plan, all a big agenda. It all leads to the same thing, the N and the W and that other letter that's O. It leads to that. It leads to the beast system. It leads to the Great Reset. And the MOB. Did you guys have a chance to check out the video that when lies rule, when lies rule, when I can't remember the name now exactly. Let me go back. When lies run the world. Yeah, that's what it is. When lies run the world. Is it run the world? Almighty wins. Alright, I gotta go back to see for sure. Don't want to get it wrong. Oops. Push this. Back a little ways. When lies run the world. Yeah, okay. Good. I had to get it right after Almighty wins. Now, he did an in-depth video of my video, and it was pretty crazy. It proves to me that that woman is not human. Did this one stop? This one did it too. So I can't win with these cycles. So it looks like the only cycle that actually works is the drain and spin. Right? So it has to spin. We have to have a spin. I don't want soaking wet clothes. What is that? Crazy washer. Right, what happened? Right. That T1000 show, welcome. God bless. Yeah, I feel good. I'm over the sickness part. Now it's just my back. So I'm doing exercises. I'm getting a new bed, and I hope that will. Let's bitch shoot. Real eyes, real lies, real lies. That's good. I like that. We had a little scare earlier. There was water coming out, but it was just the tube that drains the water. It wasn't in the hole all the way, so it was coming out into the basement. Richard, welcome. God bless. Pit late. Is that video on Rumble or BitChute? Which one? Which video? YouTube. Okay, it's the Realize is on YouTube. That name sounds familiar. Realize. Why does it say juice? I'll put that later. And God bless you too. When lies rule the world, Almighty wins. Yeah. It's like they're all together. All the letters are together, though. I should give you a. Sammy from Sanford in Orlando. I used to live in Orlando. Winter Park, Altamont Springs, and Longmont. Longmont? No, wait, what was not Longwood? Longwood, I went to school in Longwood. What was that other one? Not Winter Haven. No, Winter Haven's farther away. Can't remember the other one for some reason. Longwood. That's where I went to school. But there's another town that was in between there and Altamont Springs. If you went down 436, what's the name of that one? For some reason, not Winter Haven. Winter. Is it Winter? Winter Park, Winter Springs, maybe? Darn it. Conway near the airport. I know where the airport was, but I can't remember Conway. Was Conway a town? Winter Park. I'm trying to think of the other one. Was it Winter Springs? How would I figure that out? 436. Yeah. Like if you went, I think it was what was the other road? The other big highway. Well, no, don't wash your dirty laundry in public. Well, at least you can't see the laundry. Near the beach line. Beeline, the beeline. Well, no, not the beeline. It was, not I-4. That was the interstate. What was that other big? It was 1792. I think if you went down 1792 and then you reached 436 and then turned right, you'd be right at like Altamont Springs there, and then you go towards Longwood, and in between there is. Darn it, I'm going to have to look at a map now. Have to know. Yeah, I guess it was Winter Springs then. Maitland. Didn't live there though. I worked in Goldenrod. Whoops. Maitland. It must have been Winter Springs. So it was Winter Springs, I'm guessing. Yep, it has to be. Is that right there? Where's 1792 at? Oh, there's Conway. It was way south of where I was. I never went down that way, really. Yeah, it had to be Winter Springs. Longwood, Winter Springs. Well, where was it? Hold on. Castleberry! That was it, Castleberry. Sorry. Wow, that was a long route to get there. Oof. So actually, that was, yeah, okay, so no, it was actually 436. Okay, if you're going on 436, you turn right on 1792. I had the roads backwards. You cut south up 436 towards Altamont Springs. You would take a right on 1792 to get to Castleberry. And then there's Winter Springs after that. Castleberry, that's what it was. Sorry. All right, back to the chat. Okay, I hear ya. It's the first load is done. Goldenrod. I worked at this Circle K there. I worked at Circle K, and I worked third shift. And in 1988, I quit, and I went up to Iowa. And then, like a few days later, the person who took over for me, the woman that took over for me, wound up getting murdered. And it was on America's Most Wanted. And they actually questioned me because the person that committed the murder, what they described as one of the suspects had like the same body type, same height, all that, and kind of looked like me too. It was weird. So the cops were following me for a while, even though I wasn't there. I was in Iowa when the crime happened. But that was crazy. I was really close to dying if I would have stayed. One of God's protections over the years. Whoa. Come on. Sorry. Well, that's what that was. Let me swap out the laundry. Talks amongst yourselves. So this load was the closed load. So this load will take longer to dry. Alright, now I'm putting the blanket and the sheet in. Wash my bedding. Can't wait to get my new bed though. I'm hoping that that's the answer. And hopefully it's not the 5. And start. Alright, so there we are. I'm back. Oh, what happened? Oh, my story? Yeah, it was kind of crazy. That was one time where I almost died. There was another time when I was in Decatur, Alabama, and I was doing the karaoke, but I was trying to find a part-time job, for extra money, because sometimes the karaoke wasn't paying for all the bills. All the way south to north, south, never north. Oh, later. Thanks for stopping by. God bless. Have a good night. I didn't see that one. I missed that one comment there. But I worked in Decatur, or I was doing the karaoke, and then I was looking for just a part-time cashier job because that's what I was doing back then. And there was a couple gas stations I applied to, and one of them was third shift, and I didn't want third shift. So I took a different one, which is another story in itself. But I took the other job instead, and then the very next day, the very next day that after I turned them down, they hired somebody else. And then the very next day, like the very first shift that he took, he wound up getting robbed and shot right in the head, too. That T1000 show, good night. God bless. And we'll see you soon, hopefully. So I could have got killed there, too. And then at the gas station I was working at, the one I actually did work at, it was a second shift job, I think. Yeah, it had to be. And I was working, and some kids came in, and one kid came up to the counter and was talking with me like the distraction, and the other kids were stealing cases of beer. So I seen what was going on, and I was on the phone at the time when they walked in. So I was talking to my roommate, and I was saying, "Hey, I gotta go. There's people stealing." So I got, I clicked the phone off, and then I called the police, and they're just thinking I'm talking to my this girl, my roommate, and so they just kept talking, and they're still stealing, and I'm talking to the police, and they said, "What's going on?" I said, "Uh-huh," and they said, "Are you being robbed?" "Uh-huh," and I just did that, and then they figured it out, and they said, "Is this your address?" "Yes, it is." I just played it off, and then it was like, that was right, a little bit after that, they all started taking off, and I mean, the cops were there right away, and there's a big highway, like a 4-lane highway, that crossed where the gas station was, and they were all running, and a couple of the people, they were running so fast that their cases broke open, and there was beer cans all over the highway. It was crazy. So they all wound up getting caught. So it wasn't worth stealing beer. And I don't even think any of them were of age anyway. Just crazy stuff. So we don't really have a topic We were talking about the Starling Satellites. If anybody knows anything about the Starling Satellites, they're they're coming down. There's 40 of them that I guess got caught in the CME, and they're coming back down into Earth, which is really strange because they were even talking how is that possible? But supposedly, anytime now to the next couple days, they could be falling down back into our atmosphere. They're not expected to hit; they're supposed to burn up, but they say you might be able to see them. I saw one video where it showed something that looked like Starling Satellites coming down, but I don't know if it was real or not. So, if anybody knows anything about that, supposedly the CME is supposed to be hitting right now. So I thought maybe if I did a live show, maybe something would happen, and then who knows if it's. But that's what the CME. This one guy was reporting. It was, what was it? World. Hold on. World News Report. Was that it? Yeah, World News Report. I don't know how I was. Well, I found them from trying to find the CME and the Starlink stuff.
3:30 p.m. Central.
So I'll play that in the background so you can hear it at least. Well, actually, let me throw it on there.
Give us a thumbs up.
Give me
that bell for critical future updates.
Just play a little bit of
Ladies
his.
and gentlemen, this is the first time I've ever seen 3 agencies: the European Space Agency, NASA, and NOAA all agree that we're going to get pounded by a CME. The problem is we're going to take a look at that CME, and it is so insignificant compared to the pounding we're going to take if it was reported correctly in the first place.
He says there's 3.
The European Space Agency's.
Okay, never mind. He's saying it right now.
Well, really, they're calling the 9th through the 10th the day of impact. NOAA and NASA
So,
starting
to me, that sounds like closer to midnight.
That is
But
the
he-
10th UTC time. You can
UTC
see
time,
that,
okay.
The ESA has it going to about 45 centimeters cubed, but it's not a long-term event. It's a very short event. You think it'd be longer
Did
term.
we lose it?
Since the flare itself was a quote-unquote C3 flare that was long-term,
What happened?
which is the reason
There he
you're
is.
calling for this.
Weird.
When you
What the
see
heck's
it
going on?
leave the sun here on the 6th, it sure doesn't look like the
Is it going in and out for you guys? There, it's
And
back.
as it becomes black,
Weird.
it doesn't look like the
It keeps going in and out to me-
Let's
for
take a
me.
look at some other models. Now, ladies and gentlemen,
So I was looking up realize.
we're meant to detect these flares prior to
Why is it not coming in?
Earth. This
That's
CME
weird,
or
man.
mass ejection. You
There,
can
now it's
see
back
how
again.
fast it leaves
Is it just me or is it going out for you too?
directly Earth-facing.
Or is it maybe just me switching in
It doesn't look like
between?
a long
Or do you see nothing at all in the
It looks like a very fast.
Can you hear what's going on? Let me know what's going on your side. Can you hear this? Can you see
It
this?
seems to hit satellite
weird.
A. It seems to hit solo, stereo.
It's
B,
supposedly going to hit
and Earth
Venus
all
too,
at the same time, starting at 6 p.m. tonight.
which
So
is right
NASA
now.
is agreeing with the European Space Agency, and wait, it gets better. Look at that thing. That is
I don't see nothing over here, but I can hear it.
A class flare moving that quickly, huh? I want
Weird.
y'all to know that all of these
I'm gonna stop
models
sharing.
changed today, even though
Yeah, they just changed all this stuff today too, which is weird. Okay, I'm going to go back and try it again just for the heck.
They showed the
Heck of
plasma
it.
hitting the
For
planet
some reason, it
Earth.
didn't look like it was
Stereo
working.
A and stereo B at
Let's
the
try it
exact same
again.
time, okay? Now, I wanna go back
Something
and
is
show
not
you
right.
something, but,
All right, I got it back on. Is it working now? It looks like it's not working. What the heck is going on?
very, very
Can hear it. Okay, that's
We're
good.
gonna take a look.
Yeah, I
at
put it down low.
flare.
Sorry. Hopefully you can hear it enough where you can understand what he's saying.
You're gonna laugh your pants off. But watch
All
this.
right.
The flare. This is 0 degrees from the sun here. This is 90 degrees north, 90 degrees south. The flare seems to come in from the left here, and it gets stereo ahead, stereo behind, and Earth all at the
That's
same
weird.
time. You see it come. It doesn't come like the rest of the plasma does. It comes to the left. That's 0 degrees straight out from the sun. The plasma moving out. This makes no sense. Where is this plasma coming from? Now, ladies and gentlemen, even though this didn't cause anything, they're saying
right.
that this little C flare here, this
If you can't see it, then
long-lasting
it
C
kind of
flare
defeats the
on
purpose.
The 6th
Well, I mean, you can hear what's going on, I
Not
guess.
compared to today's flare that lasted over 5 or 6 hours.
Right there. Back over here. It's weird. It's like you can see the where the video is, but it's not there. At least you can hear it, I guess. Weird. Strange. Strange. Yahoo! Okay. I'm back. Need a place to fold the laundry, though. I'll have to take upstairs. Well, it's just a boring live stream. Not much going on. You guys, let me know if you know about something going on. Anything in the news that might affect everybody. I could show you what I found. I don't know if this is real or not, but I'll show you anyway. Is it over here? Where's it at? It's over here. Bam. Bam. All right, can you see this? Aliens. I think the aliens are fallen angels, though, but I don't think it'll be too much longer. Can you see this screen? For some reason, all helps fine. There. Okay, it looks like it's there. Okay, here's this one. I'm going to skip ahead to, well, it says 143. And it starts right away. Look at it. But they're all in a line. But look at, if I'm going to point, can you see my arrow? They all go off right about here. You can see my arrow. They're all like disintegrating right in this area here. What the heck's going on? So I don't know if this is real or not, if this is actually from that, but it was just uploaded. I guess we could look at some comments to see what people are saying. And end in the exact same spot. I just want to know if this is the ones that just literally happened now. And if they are, then they're already down, so there's no future event. The video was photoshopped. There's a possible that 40 Starling Satellites all came down the exact same trajectory. Yeah, you would think that would be true. See, that's why I didn't think it was real. Space creatures from planets. Okay, so that was that. So, and then I had another one from Mr. MBB
the launch
3.
complex in Kennedy Space. The coming days, in fact,
I think that's
tonight,
just a picture. I don't think.
You may have already seen some. You're looking at what appears
So
to be
yeah,
a
and they
cluster
probably all wouldn't come
of
down at the same time.
fireballs, meteors. This is a
So the
project that's going to.
So here's the recent measurements. Obviously, the red is getting worse. So here, look at this. You got the Starlink launched. You know, why would they launch right after a big CME was hitting? And they had, I don't know. Obviously, that they didn't know that there was another one coming. I guess, which is weird. So at least 40 of these 49 are coming down. I don't know. That seems strange too. I don't know. It just seems strange. G1 storm. So it's minor, but they're saying it might be worse damage because of our weakened magnetosphere. They're making a bigger deal about this one than those M-class flares that came through. I'm just reading it. Go ahead and read if you can see it. If you're on a phone, it'd be too small to read, probably. I don't know. Crazy stuff. Let's see if there's anything else on here. We're going to get some more auroras. Forgot what he was talking about here. Yeah, all you're saying that 40 will re-enter or already have re-entered the Earth's atmosphere. It says they pose zero collision risk with other satellites. Meaning no orbital debris is created and no satellite parts hit the ground. And then this unique situation demonstrates the great lengths the Starlink team has gone to ensure the system is on the leading edge of on-orbit debris mitigation. Sling the StreamYard link. Oh, you mean for what's it called? For you to come on the channel, you mean? Is that what you mean? Oh, let's stop sharing. What happened to the screen? It's not showing the background. Alright, let me figure out how to do this again. It's been a long time. Guests. That's not it. I gotta remember how to do this again. It's been a long time. Invites. Okay, here we go. Gotcha. Copy. Alright, for a little while, I'm going to do some laundry and then I'm going to end it and and eat some food, dinner. Alright, here's the link. Kabayam. I suppose if anybody else wants to jump on too, go for it. It should be interesting. It's been a while since I've done this, so it might take me a second to figure out how to add you. I shouldn't, but just in case it does. We got a little time before this laundry's done. Oh man, the first part of the. Wait a minute! It went through the whole thing. I think it was. Oh no! Then it went offline. Maybe it was done. Hold on 1 second while I fix this. I think I heard a bleep. That means it might be. No, if anything, it's getting washed twice, which that's not good for the water bill. All right, let's see. All right, here we go. There, hopefully. Hey, what's up?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can everybody else hear? I'll ask everybody else. I can hear you just fine.
Good. What an echo?
What?
Do I have an echo?
Do you have a what?
An echo. Oh, no.
Echo, sorry. No, I don't hear no echo.
Okay. I can hear an echo.
I can't hear it on my side, so
Okay.
hopefully. Sorry, you're breaking up a little bit there.
I just like to come in and say hello.
Well, hello.
Yeah. I'm not very best, so I prefer human to human.
Right, yeah. I hear you.
So, I've got a question.
Go for it.
This the information on is it trustable?
What information?
Well, sort of like the sun's radiation, blast, etc. It's like a or some other government organisation feed.
Oh, you mean where I get my information?
Anything to do with like the sun, heat storm, and
Oh, like that was coming from spaceweather.com.
okay.
And then the other one was from NASA, and there was a European Space Agency, I think was one of them, and what was the other one? Oh, NOAA.
Okay. Do you trust people?
I don't know. I don't know if I trust NASA, that's for sure. But I don't know if it's reliable or not, but that's what they're saying. Supposedly it's supposed to be hitting now. I don't know. That's why I said supposedly.
To know what to believe, and whether we're being set up or something like that.
Yeah, that's what that one guy was saying. It was strange. Like it just kind of came out of the blue. So maybe, and it's weird that and the Starling Satellites. It's kind of strange. I don't know. It just seems a little odd. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not really dwelling too much on what the organisation might be. It's certainly not normal.
Right.
So
I'm gonna go back to that real quick, if I can. Boom. Do I still got it? This was the yeah. Where is he showing coming in? There was another one too. Ooh, what is this? Yeah, this was a few days ago though, so I don't know.
Northern Mexico on February.
Get rid of that volume there. Yeah, whenever I see something like this, I always think it's a meteor, because I don't think planes would be flying straight down.
how's your health?
I'm not sick no more, so I'm back to full health. that way at least. But my
It's
back,
difficult.
my back is just terrible.
Yeah.
And Joe,
I did catch you getting a new bed.
you didn't what?
I caught you commenting that you had got
The last live stream I did? Oh yeah. I actually purchased a sleep number bed. I went all out this time. I figured, why just spend a few $100 to get a good mattress that might not work, and then get something that's. And I got a 100-day free trial, so if it's.
Yeah.
So I don't want to spend that much money, but if I'm gonna do it for something good, for my health, I think it's a good investment.
Well, I have got a reader coming back to us. I'll put you one of it. I recently, we sort of recovered from that problem, which was caused by sleep. And when I managed to sort it out, my mattress pretty much mirrored it.
What did?
With 8 hours, so 2 about is being uncomfortable. So touch wood, touch stone. You want like.
I'm having a hard time hearing you. I got my volume up. I don't know, you're kind of going in and out a little bit.
Yeah. I've got echo. So I don't like you wrong. Didn't go well. Audio wise. First we got problems with live streaming.
Yeah, I think there is a little bit of an echo, but it's not much. But it's it's.
This new bed might physical discomfort out. What you meant today?
Wow, I didn't get any of that. Darn it.
I think it's me, Catherine.
Okay, I heard that. The last. I don't know. Maybe the volume's actually too loud on your end.
I have problems. Does that make any difference? No, it's the echo. Problems.
Yeah.
How's your mental?
I don't know. Good sometimes and not others. I still have I just got divorced, so I'm been waiting forever to meet somebody new. But the meeting somebody new has to be the right person, And friends, go ahead.
The Lord will provide.
Yes, that's what I'm hoping. But in a way, I'm starting to think that God doesn't want me to be with anybody.
Yeah. I'm exactly the same. It's a long time.
Yeah, it's been going on for a while. We were separated for 8.5 years. We just kept together for taxes.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so we just finally made it official.
Yeah. Oh. It's like I say, you know, with the wrong person, it's mentally draining.
Yeah, see,
Rushing.
right, and what to me it's not rushing because it's been forever, but my friends just say, "Oh, go out to the bar." I mean, so I don't want to meet anybody in the bar.
No.
So
Very. Sure.
yeah,
You know, it's just a bar.
yeah, either a church or maybe I don't know a dating site or something. I don't know.
No.
Well, like they have like a Christian mingle.
Rambling or just clubs that have an interest outside of drinking
Right.
and talking rubbish, like phone. Yeah. I'll get happy where the concentrate on Jesus really. I get companionship. Definitely.
You hope that what?
I hope you get companionship.
Yeah, that's what it mainly is for me. I don't know. I just everybody's got somebody that but I'm like the one guy that's doesn't have anybody.
I've got three brothers, one sister, all married. All four of them have got two children. I am divorced, single, no children. Am I doing wrong? I don't know. I'm just brain old. And I am the only Christian.
Yeah, so that's what's hard. Yeah, I don't really have anybody. Even all my friends, none of them really believe, and everybody thinks that there's nothing going on.
Yeah. This is what I do. When I entered on the corner again, when I asked for companionship, that's all I asked. And immediately, I started to meet people born again Christians, non-denomination. And it worked for me. And all that's all I got to do is again, and I'm a woman. I'm not looking for romance at all.
Yeah. His Majesty King James the Fourth of Great Britain, welcome, God bless. He's saying that you got a bad echo. Yeah, it's like that's what's happening when it's echoing. It's cutting out your next words. What's that?
I won't hang about again. But this is an issue. Probably with my computer.
Yeah.
I just saw a shoot. Tell you where. Say hello. Voice. Yeah. Yeah. What you need? I disappeared.
Aha! I think I got it. I just went to the echo cancellation button. So now I think you're sounding good.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now there's no echo. Yes, sweet.
I'll tell you what it is. Because I'm Now, this is what I found. If I've got YouTube open as well as StreamYard,
Right.
in the past I've had an echo. Now I haven't got an echo. I can't hear an echo. So what I'm actually hearing is your live stream from your end. It's got a slight delay, and it's I'm picking it up from my microphone.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Now it's perfect.
Now, no, I can hear no echo. So I was actually hearing and broadcasting your feed.
Right.
That's so much better. That His Majesty King James the IV of Great Britain. Is that echo cured, my friend?
Yeah. If anybody else out there wants to chime in, if it's better now, it should be better now.
Oh, that's superb. That I've learned something actually because I did a live stream with a chap called Rob Wild, and I had 3 goes myself, and the audio was terrible, the echo, and then I went on this Rob Wild's live stream a few hours ago and had similar problems. Can you share your StreamYard screen so I can see what you've actually done, Stefan? Just so I can replicate it myself and see if I can sort out.
I don't know if they allow that, or I don't know how I would do that.
Well,
But it's
if you
it's
share,
just in settings, and then you go to audio, and then echo cancellation.
did you put echo cancellation? Did you tick the box?
Yeah, I checked it, and then it went away.
Okay, okay. I'm
So
I'm sort of experimenting with StreamYard.
yeah, it takes a while to kind of get used to everything.
Yeah, I've got
So
used to it. So I got audio issues. So
settings, audio, and then check echo cancellation.
excellent. Thank you for that. So I haven't really got. There's not really. All I wanted to do was just say hello to you as a human being to a human being, rather than typing.
Right. Yeah, it's
Um,
nice to put a voice to your name. I can't remember where in England do you live?
I'm in England. Yeah, a place called Taunton, Somerset,
Okay.
sort of southwest England. COVID wise, we're pretty. I haven't got a television. I haven't got one for I don't know a decade. So I don't really know what's going on. I'm more reliant on my neighbours. So I wasn't locked down at all. I didn't wear a mask. I didn't know what was going on at all. I don't listen to the radio. I get all my news off of YouTube, funny enough. So,
That's probably the best place.
well, because there are actually a lot of people that are live streaming from the streets.
Right, there you go.
Like this. I don't know. I know that mainstream, like the BBC in Great Britain here, and the others, like regional channels, ITV, they don't they don't report on these mass marches they got in the major cities like London. They get 10,000, 20,000 people marching. Um, so I mean, the mainstream, the BBC, is really not a reliable source. So and for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities,
Right.
spiritual wickedness in high places. Well, I reckon all the high places now on earth have been taken up by the beast.
Right.
Even this platform is strictly governed by wickedness. Really,
Right.
the medical industries, medical service provider, the NHS, which is the National Health Service in Great Britain, is a shambles.
Keep talking. I'll be right back. I'm gonna
I'll keep talking.
fix my washer.
His Majesty King James IV, are you here in Great Britain as well? open
Okay.
where can it be?
Ah. Okay, there we go. Would you ask him?
I asked him if he was in Great Britain as well.
Ah.
So I'm sort of
And Boris
curious.
Johnson was getting in some trouble there.
Well, I sort of revert back to Psalm 1, and I like Psalm 1, the New International Version, which is, Blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, or stand in the way of sinners, or sit in the seat of mockers. This is the Gideon's NIV. Sit in the seat of mockers. This is what they're actually doing, Stefan, is mocking.
Right.
As I see it, that's Psalm 1. It's sort of in your face. Do as we say, not as we do. One rule for you, one rule for us. So to me, it's pretty biblical what they're doing. It's against the word of God.
Right.
So I'm pretty grateful and just so thankful that I was introduced late to Christianity really as my life, maybe sort of 4 years ago, maybe a bit longer than that. I got this Bible, this little Gideon's that was gifted to me, and to be honest, it did save my life. It put me on a new path. It did save me. It did give me relief from my sins and the guilt of my sins. But the thing is, there's so much truth in this little book that explains exactly what they're doing. And like I say, Psalm 1, nor sit in the seat of mockers. It's just, it grieves me that people are so reluctant to pick up the Bible and actually read it, because it's sort of been ridiculed by mainstream. Gradually over the years, it's been sort of touted as like fairy tale and make believe, and how they try to like debunk Christianity and Jesus.
Right.
So I think it's like the introduction of the globe, heliocentric, which doesn't put us at the center of God's creation. It puts the sun at the center of God's creation. So the way I sort of see things is it's all a conspiracy to remove God from their equation, move our God from their equation. And that's what grieves me a lot. But what I've noticed is with this recent medical thing, you know what I'm on about?
Right. And
Revelation.
thank you for keeping it. Don't saying the trigger words.
We know by now, we're long enough in the tooth here, and I've not been long on YouTube really, but I sort of know what to avoid. But yeah, absolutely. That got me. That without God, there can be nothing but nothing. Absolutely. But this is the way I see this medical situation. It's a bit. I see it as, this is what I say. Every cloud is a silver lining. I'm not talking about aluminium in the chemtrails. Was Revelation 13. Now I know this off pat now, and I got a terrible memory, and I'm a pretty bad reader as far as reading goes. But I know Revelation 13, 16 to 18 off pat now, and the number of people that cock an ear, raise an eyebrow because of the correlation between he also forced everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on his right hand on his forehead, so that no man could buy or sell unless he got the mark. That has cocked more ears and raised more eyebrows and given a bit more validity to the word of God, to the Holy Bible, than anything else, I think. So I see what this medical agenda has actually done is sort of like enhanced the Bible as far as being a truth. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So that I use it as a weapon against the beast system, but I use it as not as so much. I wouldn't use the word weapon. I use it as a way just to give validity to what is written in this book. And when I say, you know, that this is the last book in the Holy Bible, Revelation, look how close we are to it. And you can sort of correlate it with the current being able to buy or sell, the criteria you need to be able to buy and sell. We've got things like the digital wallet, digital money, all this sort of thing coming into play. Like I say, I think it's actually benefited us if we're out to help people see God and see Jesus Christ for what he really is, and he is here for us. A to I don't like to say I don't like to dwell on his death, to be honest, and the way he died. It upsets me because of the barbarity of it.
Yeah.
But I'm just too grateful for words, really. Nothing could explain how grateful I am. But what it's actually done is, rather than enhance my life after death or my eternity, it's enhanced my life now. And this is what I think. This is one reason why I'm sort of striving. Really, it's the biggest topic I talk about. I'll always end up talking about it in a conversation. Do you believe in God? It's normally one of the first things I actually say. Do you believe in God? With just strangers, I talk with random strangers. Just a hello will open a conversation, or a smile at somebody will open a conversation. Invariably, you know, I see it as a blessing. What the situation we're going through now. It's not a blessing in the sense of all the damage it's caused and all the hurt and pain and all the sort of suicides, etc., that it's caused. But it's made people rethink, reevaluate. So if we are sort of near the end times, and it is crucial to spread the word of God, spread the ways of Jesus Christ, I just see it as a tool that is a benefit just to wake people up. Do you understand that? I know
Yes.
it sounds a bit. Well, it's a bit of a double-edged sword, really. There's good aspects in it, but the best aspect is going to be leading people to Jesus, as far as I see. So, and most of these people that are living in fear and in depression, etc., they're not truly with Jesus. Do you understand that? I got no fear. I'm not depressed. I've got personal health issues that are quite heavy. But anything that's given to me is part of my journey. It's sort of ordained by God for me to be as ill as I am for a specific reason. And I've got a story to tell. And yes, but fundamentally, everything that I'm doing really is about sharing and hoping and praying that people come to Jesus, because what he's done in my life is just beyond anything I could really wish for or imagine. So yeah, it's what did to witness the coming away is the blessing, because if we are to observe those that fall away, then we have to pray for their salvation, absolutely, and be there for just be there as a brother or a sister to them,
Right.
and be in that congregation of people that just truly do understand, are truly 100% giving their lives to Jesus Christ, not just on a Sunday morning. So, you know, it's really crucial times, and you know, just to relieve people's fear and stress and depression. Most depression, if not all depression, basically stems from something the government's done, either now or in the past.
Right.
You know, which it has. So
You
don't
got a
get.
great attitude towards that, because sometimes, like, I get depressed. Sometimes, I get so down, and we're not supposed to. We're supposed to always be happy, and we're supposed to always know that God's going to take care of us. But human nature, gets in the way.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, yeah, yeah. But this is, I mean, I sort of brought up depression, you know, just because I think I caught a stream of yours the other, a video of yours the other day. I missed the stream, but it's so crucial to have not be alone. And I
Right.
know people say, "Oh, I'm never alone because I've got Jesus," but there's not. Human interaction is just so crucial to for the healing, for our own body, the healing of the
Right.
mind on this earth. To have somebody put their arm around you, or say hello, or just
Right.
not say anything, just to listen to somebody's problems is quite. It's not an easy thing to do, but it's not difficult to give some healing to somebody just by listening.
Exactly. Yep.
You understand that, so that's one reason I wanted to come on and say hello, Stephanie, because I want to assure you that um, there's somebody. I'll always be here for you if you just fancy a talk, just to relieve the people that feel lonely. I mean, this isolation lockdown thing must have been absolutely. People must have been in. I mean, isolation is a prison. It's a punishment for people that are being punished in prison. So it's like a double punishment for prisoners.
Right.
Isolation. So the effect that has had, and I know because of the documented evidence that people that are in isolation, little old ladies at the window looking out, you know, people separated, families separated. It the way I see the whole system is that the B system is what it's all about. It's about lowering our positivity and increasing our negativity. Well, everything they've done has increased negativity in most people,
Yep.
just on a mind level, on an emotion level. People get angry. Anger is a negative emotion, and it doesn't affect those that we're angry with. But most of the people that we get angry with, they thrive on negativity.
Yeah.
All it does is negativitize us as a person, as a being. So I love you, Stefan. I don't want. It grieves me that you pour your heart out on a public platform. I think it was the last stream you did.
Mm.
You pour your
It
heart
wasn't
out.
meant to be like that. I know. I wasn't planning on doing that.
Well, listen up. It came out and I heard it, and it touched me really deeply. It does, because I love you. I've been following you for a long time, well, quite a long time. I say that the Lord is my shepherd; I shall not want. Now, we've been brought together by the grace of God. That is the way I see it. And me having a talk with somebody helps me, and I would hope that whoever I'm having a talk with, that it helps them as well, just by knowing that we're actually talking with somebody that that genuinely cares. And I get no benefit out of talking apart from it makes me feel warm and fuzzy. I'm talking with another human being. I love it.
You
That's all
got
I
a
ask for.
you got a good heart.
Well, my heart belongs to Jesus, so it can't be anything else but good, Stefan.
Right.
Ultimately, in times of just in times when you're feeling a little bit down.
See, that's what I used to do. I used to do live shows a lot, and I want to do video streams to encourage people,
Yeah,
and then when people are involved, they're doing the same for me.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I think that's the way it should be. And I got away from that for a while because circumstances, and then I just kept holding it in,
yeah.
and I know that don't help.
Oh, well, it's the opposite of help, Stefan, because all these things, and there's more than one thing bouncing around in my head with all these divide. It's what we're living, what they've actually done to us. They is divide, but they haven't just divided once. They haven't divided into two. They divided and then they divided. So everything's a divide, 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 and eventually, everybody they divide so much that everybody just becomes an isolated individual, divided by something from their neighbour, be it flat Earth or be it I don't know, the black and white paradigm, racism, religionism. Um, is this real? Is this fake? There's so many divides that people fall out over that people are just so isolated because if a lot of people, if they disagree on one thing with a friend, let's say, that's the end of that friendship. So this is the agenda that I see. It's not just one divide. It's not, and they're divide and conquer. They want to get people on their own, isolated, and that is when you know the victims are primed for attack. Really,
Right.
could get people at their lowest ebb, and there's nothing for most people. Being alone, being isolated, it puts people in their worst ebb, and the number of people that have taking their own lives because they're at their lowest ebb because they're isolated over the last couple of years. It's well documented in Great Britain. The numbers are absolutely astounding. So, I just want you to know that you're not alone with your worries and your stresses, Stefan. Because, like I say, I'm the same. I'm a victim. Me talking helps me empty my mind of all these little rabbit holes and moon landing. Well, yes, the moon landing happened. No, it didn't. Well, there's another divide. What they've actually done is they caused an argument between two people. There's another divide. So
But we
it's
did.
like
We didn't go to the moon.
it's like having a bag of rice, buying a bag of rice from the supermarket and then getting it home and then just opening a bag of rice and tipping it all on the floor. You've got all these individual bags of all these individual grains of rice that were once in the bag, and now they're all separated on your kitchen floor. Or take water for example. Water, all at some point in the life of a drop of water, it's been in contact with every other drop of water.
Right.
So that's what we need. That this is a way, and I've only just thought of that as being some sort of analogy to explain how we are sort of divided from the ocean into a cloud where we're individual droplets, but eventually we will all end up back in that ocean. We'll come down as rain, end up in the ocean at some point or another. So this is my hope, is that the children of God, and that is all of us, will end up in that one big ocean all together, every single drop.
Hmm.
Um, Isolation and with a mind bouncing around, chucking around all these different theories, and we've got the theory of evolution. There's another, there's another great divide. The Big Bang or God's creation. There's another great divide. But these are massive divides. Muslim, Christian. They're massive, massive, massive divides that can divide the whole earth. You can divide the whole earth in two with religion. almost in two. All right, there's, we'll say Muslim and Christian, but talking is good and powerful, for how else shall the word be spake unto men? That's superb. Come on, you should come on for a talk, King James the Ib. Yeah, come and say hello. But yeah, absolutely. Speaking the word aloud.
See, that's one thing I really long for is to be with another woman, to be able to pray with her, to be able to read the word and study the word with her. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. Well, I'll say a prayer for you later on. How do you spell Stefan? Is it PH or is it F?
It's an F.
Oh, my apologies then, because I put PH, but I've got a couple of relatives at PH, as is Stephen. So there's a link at the top.
Yeah, I'll put it in there again.
Put it in there again. You're a man of Jesus, Stefan. You just pray, and when the time is ready.
That's why I always say, God's got His own timing, and it's not for us to question. But even
Absolutely,
times I just
absolutely.
I've been waiting so long though. But again, I just got divorced, so
Yeah, yeah.
wow,
But
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm like I say, I've got no. Firstly, I'm impossible to live with. Okay, which I am. I'm just so. I mean, prior to, I got married in 1989. Okay, in Bristol, in England. I got divorced in about 1994, 1995, something like that, and then I was separated from my ex-wife for 15 years.
Wow.
And then we got back together again. Well, this was the thing, and I still love her. Then we split. She moved down to Taunton, moved with me, um, and we were together for quite a long time. And then, but she could not live with me. I was very, I'd say, at the time, I was very political. I was involved in exposing child abuse in the system. This is in the social services system. And it made me. This was before I was born again. Even before I was, um, I would call like a lukewarm Christian. Even before that, I was just heavily involved in the politics of um, the system, really, and how it was just so unjust and unholy and unrighteous. So I was impossible to live with. That was all I. That was all I was. I used to go to demonstrations and protests, and um, that was my thing was trying to get under the skin of child sexual abuse and put an end to it and expose it, really. Um, so I was pretty impossible to live with, which I am now. Because at the moment now, all I am is, um, like I say, it's like you say. I mean, if I don't want I don't want another. I don't want a partner. It would be unfair on the lady to have me as a partner. Really, that's the way I see it. It would be unfair. It would have to be somebody that was exactly the same as me.
Right.
You understand, don't you? But like you say, it would have to be somebody that was Christian, and it would help me if God said, Richard, meet this lady here, um, so that I could share the Bible and Jesus with a person. That would help me immensely. But I don't particularly yearn for it. I don't want it. I'm not looking for a relationship because I've already got a relationship. But I'm still involved in exposing the lies and the system and what's going on now. I mean, all my family have taken the bait, as it were.
Right.
I'm the only one that I'm a bit like what they call the black sheep of the family. Every single member of my immediate family believe, and I say to them, we got the BBC, we had Jimmy Savile. I say, you believe the BBC? Do you trust the BBC? And none of them say yeah. They all say no. I say, do you trust the government? And they all say no. There's not one person I've met that trusts the BBC or the government. And I say, well, why are you believing what they're saying? And I explain to them, and eventually I end up with Revelation 13. And is it Ephesians 6? For we wrestle not against flesh and blood.
Yes.
You know, and to me, I was born again, and I got serious about the Bible and serious about Jesus. It happened at exactly the right time for me to have a couple of years preparing, to knowing the sort of fundamentals of what it means to be a born again Christian, and then bang! Of course, I knew 2020 was something was going to happen. Perfect vision. And I knew that Agenda 2021 was on the horizon.
Right.
So I'm sort of fully prepared with that. And, you know, it's still a battle, really, just addressing all these conspiracies as they, conspiracies, really, which they are. But I just think I've been led perfectly at the perfectly right time for the position that I'm in now. You know, so, and I'll be eternally grateful, firstly, to the person that gave me this little Gideon's Bible, because I did have a question, and it was regarding. Firstly, I had a question about you should have none other God before me, and I questioned that. I didn't have any alternative answer to it apart from why are all these other gods, and that was explained to me. And then the other thing was about, because of my involvement with child abuse, the other thing was honor your mother and father. And I got a good explanation. I can't remember it off pat about honor your mother and father, because I said, well, what about these children that have been abused by their parents? And
Right.
I can't remember, how could you honor these? How can you honor your parents if they've abused you?
Right.
And I can't remember really. I really can't remember the explanation, but I'm just so grateful for the guy that said, right, he explained both to them, and they both made sense. And he gave me this book. The name, he wrote it. I wrote his name in the front. I've had it for about 8 years, perhaps. I'm guessing now. And like I say, it's literally saved my life. And it's a source of reference. If I can't put into words what I'm thinking, but I know there's somewhere in the Bible, I will go to. The Gideons has got a nice little helpful section in the beginning, where to find help when, and it sort of directs you to chapters and verses in Scripture. For example, I mean, the first one in here is afraid of circumstances, and it gives you verses to read. But it's, you know, it was sort of like a beginner's guide to His Majesty King Jello.
I just got him on.
I do.
Sorry about that. I didn't see you right there.
Yeah, but
No worries.
I've just gone off on a Jesus rant there, Stefan.
Well, Jesus is always welcome, brother.
At the end of the day, He is our foundation. So even when we're alone in that moment of depression, we've got the Word of God to just, you know, even just randomly opening it at a random page. There's going to be something that's so relevant that should lift us up out of just out of the quagmire and the negativity. But
The power of Jesus will lift you up out of even the worst moments of despair.
absolutely. That sounds like an English voice there.
Well, you know, they did say James was both English and Scottish, you know.
You're Scottish, are you?
I'm a bit of both, actually. I'm a bit of both.
I detected, when you said Scottish, I detected a Scottish accent. Whereabouts you live? Roughly,
Well,
James.
there's an argument about this you don't want to get into, but I was born in England, fortunately.
Okay.
Well,
North, south, east, west, middle,
Northwest,
northwest. Newcastle way.
Manchester, in fact, the
Oh,
Jacobite town.
Manchester. Oh, northwest. Yeah, my apologies. Oh, Manchester. Yeah,
Aye.
I've got. Is that where you were born? Where you living now?
Yeah, I was born in Manchester. I've lived there most of my life.
I got a bit of Manchester then. Yeah, Manchester. Yeah,
All right, is that better? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, everything sounds good.
Ah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's grand.
Great. there's a chap. Is Matthew C.4 who's got a YouTube channel. He's in Manchester. He does daily updates. And I
It's
used to.
interesting to hear different things.
Well, he sort of goes on the streets. He's more into the plane farts, if I'll put it that way. And we're sort of reporting on the sky, daily sky reports. But he did a few videos today where he's actually gone out in Manchester and he's pointing out. I think he was on about the use of pedestrianised areas by heavy vehicles and how they messed up the pavements and things like that. So he gets out and about, and you do get an on the street sort of report, really, which is what I like about YouTube. Is you get from the street reports and not something that's been overly edited and bits missing and like you do with mainstream television. So
Yeah, there's always a piece of the puzzle always missing.
absolutely, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Makes you wonder if we're being confounded. You know.
Yep.
Well, absolutely, 100%, which we are confused, confounded, given false truths, given bits missing, bits of the crucial bits of the puzzle missing.
Yeah, they give us misinformation, but they say that we're the ones that give them the misinformation.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
if people like, for example, if people truly knew the Garden of Eden was in the middle of Iraq,
So again,
if people truly knew that, for example, like the Garden of Eden, if they realized
yeah.
if they realized it was actually in Iraq, they wouldn't have been doing the things that they did. Because that was a beautiful place, for example.
Yeah. Oh, yes, yeah. As far as the historical accuracy goes, I don't sort of delve too deeply into that. I just
Me
think
neither.
because it's another one of these things that can cause friction. And this is one thing that I have noticed about how the human race has evolved. Everything's about competition.
Yeah, competition, competing, being one versus one.
Absolutely that. You've got it's competition, pitting one person against another person. Again,
Completely opposite to the commands.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not love your neighbor; it's beat your neighbor.
If you love your neighbor that much, you'll beat him up twice as much. You know what I mean? That's a kind of dogma that they're giving out.
There's something called Ubuntu. 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 Have you heard of it?
Yeah, it's Linux.
No. There's something else. There's something. Now I'll briefly explain what it is now, because this will put us into context. Now,
Okay.
a missionary went into the jungle, and he came across a tribe.
Mm.
He got all the children together in a line, and he said, "Right, I've got a basket of fruit here. I'm going to go over to that tree stump. And I'm going to put this basket of fruit on that tree stump over there, 100 yards away, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to count to 3. And when I say 1, 2, 3, go, I want you to all run to that basket of fruit, and whoever gets there first gets the basket of fruit." So he did it. He went to the tree stump, put the basket of fruit down, came back, said 1, 2, 3, go. And all the children held hands and ran to the basket of fruit. They all got there at the same time, and they all put their hands on the basket of fruit at the same time.
They all did it together.
Absolutely. And this missionary went to the children. He said, "Why did you do that?" And the children said, "How can one of us be happy when the rest of us are sad?"
Wow.
That's
Now
abundant.
that is divine.
It's powerful, isn't it? It's
Mm.
powerful.
You wouldn't think kids would think of that.
Well,
But
it's
it's
part.
kids that do think of that because they just want happiness and peace.
Right.
Where did the children didn't think of that? That is part of their culture.
Yeah.
That's the way they're brought up. They didn't, the children were taught, love your neighbor as you love yourself, which is basically
The
sharing.
commandment.
So it's called Ubuntu. I would recommend looking at U, B for Bravo, U, N for
November.
November.
It's on YouTube.
You'll find it on YouTube. Yeah, UBUNT for Tango. U, Ubuntu. It's the most probably one of the most beautiful stories I've heard. To be perfectly blunt, it just expresses how probably we used to be,
Right.
Mm. And how we ought to return.
and what we can go back to is like I say, it's like the raindrop returning to the ocean. It's being one. How can one of us be happy when the rest of us are sad? And the political leaders these days and the community leaders, traditionally they were known as the village elders, and it wasn't just a village elder dictating this. The village elder was generally the wisest person in that village. And what would an honourable leader want? They would want everybody to just have a role to play in that society, in that village, and for everybody to be equally as happy and have equal opportunity. And I think that's what
Mm.
the agenda is. Particularly, how old are you then? I'll call you James.
I'm 28.
28. Oh, well, I'm 57. So I remember Margaret Thatcher and what she did about splitting up. I was born and bred on a council estate in Bristol.
Same, but in Manchester.
Yeah. So you won't remember what Thatcher did, possibly back in the 80s when she
Yeah, I
sold.
wasn't around then, but I heard from people prior to my
you know,
generation.
yeah, she sold the council houses, so every person had the opportunity to have their own castle from
Yeah.
social housing. Now, as soon as that happened, prior to that, there used to be like 3 foot high mesh fences between houses.
Yeah.
As soon as people started owning their own home, up came. These were probably new inventions at the time. The 6 foot high panel fence, wooden panel fence. So everybody then became protective of their own castle. And a 6 foot high fence, unless you're 6'6", you're not going to see your neighbour. So it cut off again. It isolated
Yeah, it
households.
isolates neighbours.
Absolutely.
And
So how
if
can you
you're
love your
isolated
neighbour?
from your neighbours, how can you have a pleasant
Absolutely.
conversation with them?
Absolutely.
I
and
talk
the
to
milk.
my neighbours every other day and ask
Yeah,
how they're doing, how their day is.
yeah. And things like the milkman. Well, the milkman used to be kind of like a communicator in a community. If somebody left their milk out and picked their milk up for 2 days, there would be a knock on the door, and the milkman would ask or find out if the person was okay. But there was always that communication between members of the community, including the postman. The postman always had time for a good day. How are you? And now I notice they carry around more junk mail than they do actually carry around proper mail.
Yeah, it's like they're being paid to push around rubbish.
Absolutely, yeah. And it is a private.
Yeah, it's because it's been sold off now. It's a private entity.
It's a private business now, yeah, the post office.
Yeah.
So, the whole agenda has been to isolate individuals and to cut down interaction in communities, such as community centres shutting down. The lockdown shut down the pubs and the meeting places and the churches.
Yeah.
As far as I can see it, the only reason for that was to stop the interaction between people like you and me that might go out and say, "Oh, do you know this? Whatever is a load of rubbish. What they're touting, etc." So it cuts off the truth being taught in the community. And so when people are isolated, they switch the television on, bang, they've got that narrative that is
Yep.
from the wickedness that is in the high places.
Yeah.
But
Petra, welcome and God bless. Rebecca, welcome and God bless.
pet jar. Yeah. So I'm glad I'm not the only delusional one, King James.
Well, well, people call me delusional all the time. It's not my
Yeah.
fault.
I mean,
I can't
delusional.
help that. The prophet is hated in his own nation. It's so very true.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I
And
mean,
I've actually got a sick note from quite a few years ago when I was at the height of my political anger that actually states that I am medically delusional. I've got it written down, and I kept the sick note.
see,
Depressed
I've
and
been trying to get something like that, but they won't give me nothing like that. They won't say I'm nuts.
you've got to go in and say something that is so truthful, yet to them sounds outrageous.
Yeah.
And they will say, well, because and delusional in their frame of mind is you don't think like the mainstream. That's what delusional is. You think something else. You're a conspiracy theorist. If you're a conspiracy
You
theorist,
think opposite to what the mainstream has been promoting for the last say
absolutely,
300 years.
absolutely. So if you went in there and said chemtrails are real, they're killing me, you might, and you hammered it home. That's what it is. That's what it is. You might get a sick note to say, King James, you are delusional. But I got it in writing
Aye.
from my
Hey,
doctor.
I tell you what, I'd love that they could do that to me, but I've got the paperwork. I'm a pedigree. Straight
Pedigree.
from the big one. Aye.
Yeah. Yeah. Stefan,
Yes.
it's your stream, my friend. That was a little bit of history about the probably society, the growth and demise of British society in the last 40 years. How because Margaret Thatcher was pals with Ronnie Reagan. They were close allies
Right.
and good buddies. And what we've seen from Margaret Thatcher was an American style capitalism. There was a massive rise in ownership
Yeah.
rather than sharing ship.
Yeah. There was a great shift between shared property to private property, and now the shift is from private property to no property.
Absolutely.
You will
Absolutely.
own nothing and be happy.
100%.
Exactly.
You will own nothing and you will say, what
Thank
happened
you.
there?
We'll give you everything, but we'll take it away and we'll make you say thank you and please in the meantime.
Yeah. And here's the thing, the number of people that have not heard of the Great Reset. Most people have not heard of the Great Reset.
Yeah,
The
for
first
a
one.
while, it was
The first one
considered a
was
conspiracy.
1912.
Well, I tell people, go on the World Economic Forum, listen to
Yes.
Klaus Schwab.
It's right there.
It's right there. And I do, every time I raise it, I bring it up. It's just part of my normal script now is that if I say, listen, if you look up anything, look up the Great Reset. Firstly, it's got to be the easiest thing to remember, the Great Reset. And just look it up, and it says in there, you will own nothing and you will be happy. And then just delve deep into that little rabbit hole, and it'll just expose everything and the whole mixing technology with our biology. That is a real thing. I'm working on a video at the moment, and it was Klaus Schwab did a speech with the World Government Summit in 2016. It's available on YouTube. It's called God. Well, I'm actually working on a video. I've done a lot of recording of it, but he's on about mixing like I say, mixing technology with biology. He says, and this is in 2016, the future is already here. And he's on about the future of technology and the fourth industrial revolution. It's about the fourth industrial revolution. So if you look up
Oh,
the
before
fourth,
the Gold Age.
say again?
Well, there's usually around about 4 revolutions in an industry before it turns into a Gold Age. Like we had the Bronze Age, that age. Then we're in the Technology Age.
Yeah, yeah. But that to me is a bit, it's a bit sort of deep to investigate.
Mm.
And sort of understanding the ages, etc., etc. I've got a Bible. I know what to look for, and what he actually said was they're all on. It's basically sort of stems down to quite simply being able to combine technology, human beings, with one government. He actually says it. So if you look at it's called the World Government Summit. If you do it later on, if you do if you're interested in, but it will expose it. The World Government Summit.
Mm.
Klaus Schwab addresses the World Government Summit and about the fourth industrial revolution. Oh, you got it out there. World Economic Forum. It's not the World Economic Forum. It's the World. If you can you go on YouTube, Stefan?
On YouTube, yes.
Yeah. If you get YouTube up.
What was it? World.
Are you on YouTube?
Yes.
Can you share the YouTube screen?
Yes, but what is it again?
Right.
World?
If write this down. The fourth industrial revolution. Done it?
Yes.
World Government Summit, and that is actually a channel as well. But this is the title of the. This will take you through to the video. World Government Summit 2016. Klaus Schwab or Schwab. SCHWAB.
I'll put the actual link to the book, The Fourth Industrial Revolution, on the inside.
I've probably got it somewhere. Have you shared your? Can you share your screen, Stefan?
Where's it at? It's right here. Bam. Hopefully.
Right. Now it's about 14 minutes long. Okay. Right. In the search bar at the top, in the YouTube search after World Government Summit, keep that up. Space. Put fourth. No, keep the 2016 there. Fourth Industrial Revolution. That should take you there. It's about 14 minutes long. I recorded it yesterday. That's it. The dawn of the fourth industrial revolution. That's it. Volume's off.
I'm not sure if I'm gonna get if I can play this.
Yeah, be careful so you don't get any strikes.
Right, I don't want that to happen. We can play a little bit at a time. They allow you to play a little bit, and then you have to like stop, and then High Impact Flicks. He'll play a little bit, and then he'll stop it, and then talk about it a little bit, and then he'll play a little bit.
Yeah. The funny thing is, this is the world government. Surely we can share what the world government is saying. Really doesn't make sense, does it? But just play a little bit. Let's see what he says.
All right.
It's a great pleasure to be here again.
But you watch it through on your.
About the fourth industrial.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it and hear it.
Okay.
Oh my days! How many Abu Dhabis are there?
Right, it looks like
Industrial Revolution.
Saudi Arabia.
But
That
before
does look like Saudis.
I think it's Dubai or something like that.
congratulate our
But I
house
suppose if you're talking over it while it
having
goes through, I
taken
guess it covers the fucking thing, doesn't it? Excuse my swearing.
for having the courage now and the foresight to transform what has been an annual meeting into an ongoing international organization.
Right. They said it.
Right.
That is worth a watch. If you've got,
International organization. It's
yeah.
the two words you never want to hear in the same sentence in the same room by the same
Right.
people.
By a German.
Well, I've got some Oldenburgs in the family, so you know
Well,
I don't like Germany that
I
much.
probably got German in me. It's when it, yeah, I didn't really mean that. But by somebody that wants to rule,
Yeah,
somebody that wants to rule the world. Let's say a German that wants to rule the world. Then
Aye. I'm sure we had one of them back in the 40s. Don't know what happened to him, but I think
yeah,
Argentina took him home.
I was just going to say Argentina. Yeah, yeah, closest continent to Antarctica, isn't it?
I guess they needed to put him to the closest, coldest part of the earth.
Far away from civilization as possible.
Aye.
But that is well worth a watch. And this is 2016, but what he says in there is about technology, combining human beings with technology. Good idea.
The theories are already there for
Good
biotechnology.
idea.
It's
Say
being
again?
pumped out. Biotechnology, the theories are already there. They're pumping it out through the Marvel films, the cinematic universes, all these things that focus upon the technology aspect. They're plowing
That's
it left,
right,
right,
yeah.
and center.
Yeah.
They're doing it so people become dependent on the technology. If you become dependent on it, that's it. You're fucked. You're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They normalize it, and and then it becomes acceptable because the shock factor is gone, really, just because it's like drip feed, and when it hits, it's not such a shock. But that I would recommend watching that. And I'm doing a video on the mark of the beast. I've got a 666 that is a sort of correlation with. I'm not saying it is the mark of the beast, but I've come up with a 666 and something to do with just what they're on about, which is marrying clay with iron.
Yeah.
Think about it though. If you add machine components and say animal components to a human body, what that is a beast.
Oh, absolutely, yeah,
Right.
spot on, like Frankenstein.
It's not. It's no longer a human being because it's lost its defining characteristics that defines it in essence as a human.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You're altering the DNA.
I was going to say that.
Genome splicing.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as you alter the DNA, you're altering God's creation, so you're no longer a pure creation. Plus, you're
effectively challenging God's authority over the creation of mankind.
Right.
Absolutely, and that is mocking God.
Yep.
As I say,
I think that's partly why Geneva banned cloning.
Just because it's banned doesn't mean it doesn't go on.
Yeah,
of course.
China, for one.
Well, you could say wherever it is, Area 21, probably, some deep bunker somewhere. It will go on just because they say, there are no rules in war. Whatever goes in goes. If they say you can't use nuclear weapons, doesn't mean that somebody isn't going to use nuclear weapons or biological weapons or chemical weapons. Anything goes. When you want to dominate the world, you don't care about rules. There are no rules.
When you hear rumors of wars and stuff like that, don't let it affect you.
Right. It's just the beginning of sorrows.
I mean, the shock factor for anything they're going to come out with, the shock factor is totally null and void as far as I'm concerned. When the old medical thing came out, it was not a shock to me. It was not a surprise because it came out on the eve. Mainstream television or mainstream reporting. It came out on the eve of 2020. 2020 perfect vision, all good for oculists.
Mm.
You know, and that gave them a year to prepare for the 21, which is when they drip fed all this Great Reset, gradually, the Great Reset. And the Great Reset is the fourth industrial revolution. And what he says on this video here, the dawn of the fourth industrial revolution, this is 6 years ago. It's astounding that this has gone under the radar. I'm not seeing. Oh, the reason I went to this was because I watched somebody else's video where they pointed out what directed me to get to this. I managed to. I did a lot of searching because there was no reference to this specific speech he did. But I found it. I found the exact phrase he used, which was basically embodied technology. We got Neuralink. That's a real thing, apparently, with Elon Musk.
Yep.
And they reckon by the end of the year that will be an active thing. You've got there's a country, is it Sweden or one of the Nordic countries that almost the entire country has got microchips, micro potatoes. Sorry.
Sweden, I think that's Sweden. Or was it Switzerland? I always get those mixed up.
I'm not sure that could put it into a little bit of perspective here with what you're talking about. But I'm referencing a Batman film from back in the 1980s with Michael Keaton and Michael Keaton and the Joker or the Riddler. Yeah. The Riddler.
Yeah.
That TV box that had the green light coming out, beaming straight into people's heads.
Ah, wow.
That scene did it for me. When I seen that, I thought, hang on a minute, that's programming people's brains.
Yeah.
That's what it's showing you. The TV is programming or pre-programming you.
Yeah.
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 And that was back then. The filmmakers are not allowed to tell us directly, but a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Somehow they've got to get the message across. And I think what it comes down to is implied consent. If you don't say, I do not consent to that, when they release, it's like the Great Reset. Nobody knows about the Great Reset that I speak with. Very few people. So implied consent is, if you don't say, I do not consent to the Great Reset, implied consent means because you haven't said, I don't consent to that, you consent.
It's like the that's exact. Yeah, you're right. Implied consent. That the same thing applies to. It applies to the majority of life, really.
Oh, absolutely.
If you don't say no.
What are you guys showing? I'm showing there's 0 people in here.
It doesn't matter, Stefan. It doesn't matter as long as if you keep this video up.
Okay. Right. Yep.
It's up to you, but this at the end of the day, we've had.
I'm just saying it shows there's 0 here, but you two are talking. So how can there be 0 in chat?
Oh, I see. Yeah, they mess around. There's a film. There's so much predicted programming. I've got a film here.
Anyway, chaps, it's been a pleasure to listen to you and talk to us, but I'm off.
Right, lovely to meet you, James. Listen, just give that World Government Summit, Fourth Industrial Revolution a watch. Give it a watch. And there's also the film In Time, starring Justin Timberlake. Have you seen that?
I've seen that. I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that a few years ago.
Digital wallet.
In Times?
In Time, it's called.
Time.
In Time.
You can watch it on YouTube.
I'll get a brief synopsis of it. Is you have time literally written on your hand, and you have to do things to get more time added on to a digital clock.
Oh.
Time is the currency.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Watch it again. There's a tiny clip. It's about a 5-second clip. There's a little baby that's got like a digital barcode on its arm. It's a newborn baby.
And it's on the right-hand side.
I can't remember rightly. I used it in a video. But basically it is the digital wallet. But you won't be paid in cash. You won't be paid in coins. You will be paid in time. That's why it's called In Time.
Wow.
It's absolutely awesome. But to watch it again, I would watch it. I actually bought the DVD. I got it for £1.50, I think, from CEX. Second hand. I haven't watched it again. But that to me is what's happening now. It's one of those predictive programming movies. You think, do you know what? That is that is so spot on. That is the time we're in. We're on the cusp of the digital wallet. You know, that movie explains the future, what it's going to be, and it's not for me. It's going to be for his children. Have you got any children, James? Before we go,
No, I haven't.
yeah,
Not yet.
not yet.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be wise bringing them into this world at this moment in time.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, 49% of me is sad that I don't have children. 51% of me is glad I don't have children, because I would be probably doing things that God would frown upon. I really would.
Well, I
So,
think everybody's guilty of falling short of God's glory.
well, I'm trying. But if in time, it's got Justin Timberlake in it. If you look at it, it is available on
I just looked it up. Yeah, it was from 2011. Wow.
2011.
Yeah, I'm saying.
But
It's crazy.
in a movie, the movies, you know, and there's an extract in there that he turns up to his job to buy a cup of coffee with his time, and like the day before it was 10 minutes, and the day he'd gone there, it had gone up to 11 minutes or 15 minutes or 7 or 3 minutes, but it had gone up. So in a day, the cafe man had put his cup of coffee up by a minute, which he complained about. It's, you know, it's so much in it. It's a bit corny. It's a bit, you know, I'm not into films that introduce romance, but the message is there. That, you know, if you can pick out the predictive programming from the drama and from the theatrics and from the romance and from the you know, from the Hollywood style, you know, like, I don't know, kissing and things like that. I don't see why kissing has to be on a.
Anyway, guys, I'm gonna take my leave, but thanks for the information.
Have you
I'll
got a
see you
channel,
later.
James?
Yeah,
James, have you got-
yeah, I'm subscribed to it. I'm subscribed to this one anyway.
Okay, have you got your own channel though with videos on?
Yeah, you could say.
I'll look
Right.
you up. I'll look you up.
All right, no
Come on,
worries.
friend. God bless.
Take care, Paul.
God
All right.
bless.
God bless you. Have a good night.
God bless you both. Bless.
God bless. Stefan, I don't know what the time is. I can chat for ages. I can chat forever, to be honest. But it's up to you when you say, Richard, I've had enough now. You're doing my head in.
Yeah, my battery's getting lower, but I got a little bit of time still.
Okay. You're in time. But you know, in that film, if you watch it again, you know, you might have good memories. It's things like, how old are you, Stefan?
54.
So you're similar to me. I'm 57. I turned 57 last October. So, but can you remember the $6 Million Man?
Oh yeah.
And that was about, you know, that was sort of normalizing the bionic eye and, you know, technology mixed with biology.
Right.
So, you know, and that was a massive leap in normalizing that sort of marriage of clay and iron. And then you got the Kit car. I can't remember what his name was. The talking car.
Yeah,
drove it.
Knight Rider.
That's him. That's right. You know, all these things have come to pass, or will come to pass.
Yeah.
There are some, just like these old, you know, old movies and old popular programs.
Like Star Trek.
Star Trek with the flip phone, Beam Me
Yep.
Up Scotty, they became a reality. Now I suppose we wouldn't be wrong in assuming that they released technology decades after they've actually invented it and weaponized it. So they invent something, weaponize it, give it a bit of time, and then release it to the public as a benefit to humanity.
There it is.
Yeah, and things like anything to do with Elon Musk. A lot of people say he's a born again Christian, and
I don't know if I believe that.
he sent a car to Mars, and he hadn't turned around yet and said the car that was just a joke. He sent a car to Mars, and that was all CGI. That was quite obvious. So whatever comes out of the mouths of these leaders, because he is a leader, he's one of the richest men on earth. I just think no, I don't believe you at all. Wickedness in high places, and you can't get much higher than in a rocket as a human being. But yeah. So at the end of the day, you're not alone, Stefan. You're not alone with Jesus Christ, and whatever. I can sling you an email address if you want. If you want to stay in like off mainstream YouTube communications.
Right. Yeah. If you wanted to throw it in the chat, it actually will be held for review, and then I can.
Oh, if I put it, well, I can put it in private chat. It's only you and me can see it then.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'll type it in now, and then nobody else can see. Because generally, when I'm sharing my email address, I shared it with a few people and my telephone number. I think this is it.
Oh, there's a private chat over here.
There is a private chat. I think.
Oh,
Have I
crap.
just?
King James put me a link too. There, I got it.
You got it?
Yep.
I think that's it. I got a couple there, but I keep off of Gmail now. I got about 40,000 unread messages in my Gmail for this account.
I got Gmail too, but I don't look at it that often.
No.
All right.
But,
give me a second. I'm gonna. Mighty Mint, welcome. God bless. Two in chat. I'm gonna grab a pen real quick so I can write that down. So then, because I'm not sure if that stays in there after I stop the broadcast. Give me just a minute.
Yeah, let's have a look at comments. I see 2 in chat. Those who will listen, His Majesty King James, Rebecca RP Webb. Hello, Rebecca. Pet Jar. What's Pet Jar? And Mighty Mint. Mighty Mint. I recognise that name. Thank you. God bless you too. Yeah, welcome. It's not this is Stefan's live stream, but I'm sure he would invite you in if he's got time to have a chat. I'm talking to myself here. But, God bless you. Yeah, God bless. Please, God bless everybody. Well, God blesses everybody anyways. Just please, God, open the eyes of everybody. Please. Use us.
All right. I'm back.
He's back.
Well, I'm glad you're just a stonemason.
Yeah, I am. I got so fed up with saying stonemasons are Freemasons. Well, that is just if you went to a Freemasonry lodge and you asked everybody what their profession was, you probably end up with 0 stonemasons. You probably end up with bankers and lawyers and people that generally, I think what they like people that have a dominion over a people. So if you've got a business with 100 employees, you demonstrated that you can govern 100 people, which is what they like. But the thing about Freemasons is they pledge their allegiance to the master of the lodge and ultimately to the Grand Master. Now I've already got a master. I can't have 2 masters, and
That's
my
right.
master is Lord Jesus Christ. I can't divide myself between 2 masters because it invariably. Well, I don't need to explain it, but the crap. But so I'm not a Freemason, but I just got fed up of explaining myself when my my YouTube channel was just called Richard a Stonemason, which is why I changed it to Richard a Stonemason, not a Freemason. And even then, I did a video explaining the difference between a Freemason and a Stonemason. And yeah, and it just stuck really. But yeah, that I've just opened that link that that King James had sent, and it's taken me to the fourth Industrial Revolution. Klaus Schwab. Now he actually promotes a little book in that video. That video you brought up, he waves this little booklet about the link that is in the private chat. That's it. That's the one. Is that in comments?
That was just in the private.
Yeah, you put it in the main comments.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. That is the fourth industrial revolution that Klaus Schwab wrote. I don't know when he wrote it, but he promoted it in 2016 on that video that you shared, well, part shared that you showed. So that is a thing that he floated around. But basically, if you don't want to read the book, what he's explained in that video, it will just, well, it'll put a lot of things into perspective. I promise you that. And there's a few things in there that I mean, this is 6 years ago. That was 6 years ago, almost 6 years ago. So, they've been preparing for this for at least 6 years, for the Great Reset, the fourth Industrial Revolution. It's 6 years they've been preparing for it. Not doubtless they've been preparing for it longer.
There was another meeting or summit that Klaus Schwab had also with Gil Bates, if you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
There was a bunch of other big people too. I can't remember what that one was.
Would it be something like the UN or?
Yeah, it might have been the UN one.
Because I mean, there's quite a few of Klaus Schwab addressing the UN as well, I think. But it's they do Davos. Davos is one thing they all go to.
Right.
You actually mentioned Klaus Schwab in that video. You actually mentioned
that.
Davos. They had a meeting a few weeks before this one, Davos, which is basically all the world's leaders. Click. Laundry's been ironed. How's your laundry doing, Stefan?
Clickbaited. Oh, that's actually my son.
Oh, is it?
Jump in and cause a stir. Actually, I'm on my last blanket now, and it says 5 minutes left. So I am doing the laundry. Oh, I'm not showing the laundry. Okay. He's like, he wants to see the laundry? Ain't going to see the laundry.
No.
It's clickbaited. You're funny.
How old is your son then, Steph?
Let's see, a Saturday, he will be 18.
Wow.
No, 20.
Wow.
Ethan will be 18 in September.
Difficult age.
Yeah.
It is a difficult age.
Trying to tell him not to get certain things in his arm.
Well, listen up.
But it's too late for that.
Well, it's never. Yeah. Well, this is a thing. See, we can say no now. Enough is enough now, and not continue.
Right. That's what I'm hoping.
Just when even sharing, for example, sit down and watch that In Time movie. Sit down and watch that video, or get them to watch that video. That World Summit, Government Summit. Is he biblical, Stephan?
Is what?
Is he of the Bible, a man of God?
No.
No. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Doesn't he understand that?
No, when I was married, I was kind of, I guess, backslidden. So, and the wife didn't want anything forced upon them, but they have gone to church here and there.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you feel, son?
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to be able to use that word. Even adopting a child, just to be able to have somebody call me dad and me call him son. That would literally. I would cry. I honestly would. I would cry if if somebody if somebody knocked on my door one day and said, "Hello, Dad," I would actually. I would just. I don't know what I would do. I would be over the moon, but I would just. It would break my heart, really. Just in a good way.
Right.
So I'm sort of, that's my 49% wishes I was a father, wish I was a parent. But the 51% is I am glad I'm not, because
My kids are really good kids though. They're not into
it's,
bad stuff though. That's
no,
really good.
yeah, all right, yeah, that's good, but it isn't for the bad stuff they're getting into, or could get into, or potentially get into. That comes down to there's a lot of factors, but upbringing is crucial. So if you got lovely sons, you obviously are a lovely parent. That's the way I see things. But to know the future, what the future beholds for the children, they're after the children, not after me. I'm almost dead. It's a generational thing. They're playing the generation game.
Right.
And I said right from the beginning of this palaver, they're after the children. It's the children because it's the generational. They've been planned. This has been going for centuries. They've been planning this. You know, for
Right.
centuries. It's been. They probably didn't originally know how they were going to do it. Going back to 300 years, they wouldn't have known how they're going to do it, but they knew that they could do it and it all links back to the Freemasons. The Freemasons are the web, really, of the web of community. That every single city on Earth as a Masons lodge, so they've got that connection there. And I'm not saying that all Freemasons are bad. I know quite a few that are really loving, kind, generous people. But these are the people that give Freemasonry a good face. They give them a charitable front. They give them the cover of. It's like they're the Holy Bible when somebody goes into church with a porn magazine in the middle of the Holy Bible. They are the Holy Bible to hide the porn mag that they're reading. So that I know exactly how these people have been manipulated into thinking that they are just part of a charitable group. Some of them will obviously understand what the crack is, but you would sort of understand. But I mean, if I read Revelation 13. He also forced everyone, small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark in his right hand or in his forehead, so that no man could buy or sell unless he has the mark. This calls for wisdom. If anyone has insight, let him calculate the number. Of course, the number of a man is number 666. Now, that correlates with what is to come quite soon. Quite soon.
Minds over matters. Welcome. God bless.
So,
You're right at the end of the live show, though.
yeah,
I'm
well,
laughing. I was going to be ending.
you've got what we've got about an hour of laundry. I'll have to. Oh, actually, I think I joined about a half an hour after you'd kicked off,
Yeah,
Stefan.
it's all done now.
I thank you ever so much for letting me on, and it's wonderful basically to sort of have a chat.
Right. I'm glad you did because I always wondered what you sounded like. I mean, I knew
Yeah,
you'd have an accent, but
yeah, Yeah. Well, I talk a lot of my videos. I do talk in my videos, but a lot of this sort of, you know, I and ah a lot. So um if I was to do how I've been speaking throughout this live stream, I would probably edit what I've said down from like an hour and a half down by cutting out all the ums and ahs and silences. I could probably edit it down to about half an hour of a video saying what I actually said. So
Bam.
you know, but just to have a one-on-one conversation is and a one-one-one conversation when King James joined us is just so special. It really is. It's so it's important for me, and it's just a special opportunity. So I will thank you for that. And I hope I haven't talked about things that upset anybody. But I would say to anybody, question the validity of the Holy Bible. The truth is in there, and
Right.
it's a fantastic read as well, isn't it? You know.
Yes.
So it's 2 o'clock in the morning here,
Wow.
Stefan.
So I'm at 8, so you're 6 hours ahead of me.
Yeah. What neck of the woods are you then over there?
Iowa
Iowa.
in the Midwest.
Yeah. Yeah. I will never leave this country again unless it's shackled and sent to China. But you know, one sort of negative is the fact that I'll probably never get to see America and the vastness of it. And because I sort of watch a lot of, I watch a few traveling people that sort of travel and they go and see these sort of out of the way places, and the scenery is just absolutely out of this. It's just absolutely stunning. Some of the landscapes in America. I'm not so much interested in city like New York or anything like that,
Right.
but the landscapes are everything's just massive, isn't it? Like your mountains and your valleys and your lakes and it's just such a massive place. But I know I will never ever I will never get to see it, which is a bit of a shame. But I've always said if I went to America, I would probably get arrested as soon as I step foot on there, because for one thing, I mean, I would probably break the jaywalking law. I don't need a little green man to tell me when to walk. It's helpful if there's busy traffic, but the jaywalking law is a bit is a bit. You can get arrested for jaywalking, can't you?
Yeah, I don't think it happens that much though.
I've seen a few videos of
Bigger
people getting
cities.
arrested for jaywalking, but that to me, I'm sort of baffled by that.
Now they're talking about arresting people, all those truckers,
Oh
and
yeah,
if they honk their horns. Are you kidding?
yeah,
Like, come
yeah.
on.
I caught somebody like a little 80-year-old man, I think, got arrested for honking his horn. So
They have to, they finally actually had an actual peaceful protest, and they're acting like it's violent, and they're looting and damaging buildings, and they're not doing nothing, but everything like in the United States when we had all those riots and the looting and the burning of buildings,
yeah.
they allowed all that.
Oh, of course, they encouraged it, didn't they?
Yeah, it's like,
I can't remember the name of it. It was like a whole area, wasn't it? It was given over to. It's a bit like Woodstock.
oh yeah, that was a chop.
Chop, that was it.
Seattle, yeah. That was
Yeah.
insane.
So, but it's mightily encouraging. They sort of, they'll set these things up, and the mainstream will pick like a 2-minute clip of somebody, being violent or doing something against the law. Out of something like a whole day, they'll pick a 2-minute clip. Well, you've got a whole day's worth of peace, love, and joy.
Right.
Even over in here in England, a lot of the gatherings, they do actually preach a lot of Jesus. They do preach Jesus. The Lord's Prayer. I've seen a few live streams that have been done in London, where at the beginning they preach, they say the Lord's Prayer. Now the Lord's Prayer was outlawed years ago in school. And when I was at school, it was the first thing we used to do in the morning. School assembly was say the Lord's Prayer. And that's disappeared.
Yeah.
So, you know, the demise of Christianity, you've got to ask yourself, why would they shut Christianity up? And if you put a Christian video up, why haven't they got one of those truth banners that drives you to Wikipedia for the truth? Like, Jesus Christ and Christianity is like an old fashioned, out of date ideology. Why haven't they got a banner underneath videos if Christianity isn't true? It's because it is true. You know, like if you put I don't know, pick something Nephilim. If you put the topic of your video is called the Nephilim, they will put a link to Wikipedia or Britannia, Encyclopedia Britannia, explaining what the Nephilim was some archaic belief.
Right.
But they don't do it with Christianity. So, in all intents and purposes, Christianity is flipping real because YouTube haven't corrected it. They haven't tried to debunk it. That's the way I look at it. That to me, confirmation enough that Christianity is true, and I know it anyway. But that's I'm driven. That's all I'm driven to, really. Stefan is doing the work of God, and you know, being with you is God giving me a little gift, I think. So, what we got there?
All right, this is an episode of Star Trek. I just happened to see it last night. The Way to Eden. And then the first person that died was Adam, which is weird. But it was about this guy who was trying to take this group they were like hippies, to another planet called Eden, which supposedly didn't exist, but I guess they found a planet. But the guy, the main guy, Dr. Severin, he was a carrier of a disease, and he had to be quarantined.
Oh,
It was kind of strange. I thought it was for a lethal disease. I don't know. It's just it's weird if you like. Sometimes when you watch old shows, you see, the predictive programming in them.
all right. Yeah.
I'll just threw that up there real fast.
And what's that Iron Man? That Iron Man film? I watched a bit of it. I think I can't remember. It might have been on TV or something. But even Iron Man is it's mixing technology with
Right.
it's mixing iron and clay, isn't it? And they even say in there Iron Man,
Wow.
which is biblical. I mean, I think that's there's a couple of films, which was about a man. Have you heard of the film Iron Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I mean, they're not even hiding the fact that it's mixing iron and clay. Iron Man.
Yeah. There's a lot of predictive stuff in the Marvel movies.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And even here's one I thought about. It might have been the first Superman film with Christopher Reeve, when he ended up going to Antarctica, which was where his base was, wasn't it? In Antarctica, can you remember that?
Yeah.
Which recently set my mind whirring when all these world leaders popped off to Antarctica. All these religious leaders and government leaders and people were tweeting, "Oh, I'm off to I best get a coat. I'm off to Antarctica." So even in that Superman video, there is something that you could I sort of went, "Oh, that's quite odd." They have this sort of base now. I know they haven't got the old gee whiz in Antarctica, So perhaps that's a safe haven for if some sort of weapon, some sort of energy weapon, maybe something to do with a phone, perhaps, is released on the world when they ramp it up, and that's it. And this is when people lose their minds.
Yeah.
It's a rum old thing, isn't it? It's just it's
Do you
just
have Do you have the 5 over there?
in places, yeah, yeah,
Because supposedly they just rolled it out here like a couple weeks ago.
yeah. And apparently some of the airlines were up in arms or something when they,
Right, right. But see,
yeah,
that should be a red flag if it's affecting the airlines. How is that affecting people?
yeah. But here's a thing to think about then and consider is you don't see the airlines. They are. Oh, what have I said? We wrestle not against wrestling, but against rulers in high places. You don't get to be a major airline without the consent of the powers. That's the way I look at it. You don't get to be a major player on the world scene, be it a service provider, um, be it a world leader. You need to be part of um, that system. So things like all your massive supermarkets, they must surely they must pledge allegiance to the system that is coming, the one world government. And all the airlines, you need permission to fly.
Right.
You need shed loads of money to be able to set up um, an airline company. Um, so, and there again, this disclosure thing. Why have they disclosed this airlines not being able to fly thing, and that it
Yeah.
affects
How come they just didn't keep that secret?
absolutely. Why
Yeah.
do they release it? Is it just to say, right? Well, this is what it does to planes, but you haven't. None of you have objected to it. You're all still addicted to your phones. You all still want faster broadband and internet, etc. None of you have objected to it, so we're going to carry on with it. But we have informed you. Again, it comes down to implied consent.
Right.
And a handful of people that sign a petition saying we do not want, um, whatever the product is, we don't want it because we know it's going to do us harm. That's not going to have any effect. It needs the whole world. It needs a saturation point of, I don't know, 90% of the people to say, listen, we do not want that. But the whole system has been geared to make people addicted to technology.
Right. I
So
remember.
most,
I remember when the first started coming out, and England was like burning them down. I was like, yeah.
yeah. They put recently, there's I'm not going to dwell too much on that, but there is a correlation between the symptoms
Right.
of
Yep.
um, like radiation poisoning,
Yep. Radiation
call it
poisoning.
that, and um, the symptoms of something called the long illness. Okay,
Yep.
it's like the after effects of the illness. There's a correlation between the effects, and they're exactly the same. Now, if you go onto BitChute, I've got the same channel name, Richard the Stonemason, not a Freemason.
I
I've
just
got a video.
subscribed.
You have you?
Yeah, I didn't even know you had a channel until today.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
But on BitChute, I'm on BitChute as well. I got a link actually on my homepage on BitChute.
Okay.
In the top right hand corner, in that sort of banner of the drain at the top, there's a link to BitChute.
Okay.
That'll take you to my BitChute channel, and you have a look. There is one on there that it's called Symptoms and Coincidences. Now that was on YouTube for over a year, and then it got deleted.
Wow.
But I think that had about 350 views, something like that, which is a lot for my videos. My videos generally get like half a dozen likes, and you know, maybe 50 views over a month or something like that. Despite I've got 400 and nearly 500 subscribers, I think. So something's happening. But I've shared, yeah, there is one there called something coincidences.
Okay.
And it shows you the correlation. It's based on England. It's actual provable, factual evidence. It's government backed as well. I go to the government website, British government website. I use a few things, but it's worth a look just to see what I'm expecting to be the cause of something. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
Particularly when they ramp up the old gee whiz. They pump up the volume. But what have we got? That's me there.
Yep.
Is that a Freemasons? Is that a Freemasons banner I've got above my head? They, that I call that a banner of truth, because if you've got one of those on your video, you know they're trying to debunk you, but they will fail.
Right.
That's so interesting to see that.
Oh man, I tell you.
If you go to my channel, I'll leave you in peace soon. But if you go to my channel now, top right, don't click on it now, but see that drain banner.
Yep.
There. Now, if you click on that, that'll take you to my BitChute. Right, there's quite a lot on there. Now you might not want to scroll through, but there's one on there. It's called something coincidences. It's the old. Have you got a channel on there?
I do have a BitChute channel, but I cannot remember anything.
Have you got any videos up on it?
Huh?
Have you got any videos up on it?
No.
You can always set up a new one with a new email address. Get a new email address, set up a new one, and then just start. And then just at some point in time, we can link up, because there's a lot of videos on there. A, that I haven't uploaded to YouTube, and B, a lot that have been deleted by YouTube that are still up there.
Right. So you don't get any problems on BitChute?
None at all.
Wow. Because I
None
know
at all.
I know like DLive had some problems.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that you shouldn't trust it. It's run by, I think it's a British company. It's run by, somebody said it's run by GCHQ, which is it's a British secret service, really. I think it's been set up, but I don't care. I don't care if they come around and knock on my door, break it down, put a gun to my head and shoot a bullet in it. I don't care. I ain't got, if I know something, I want people to share it. It's another reason I can't be a Freemason, is if I know something that can benefit mankind, I ain't going to keep it to myself. I'm going to share it. So that's another reason I can't be a Freemason, is because, like I say, I can't keep secrets.
Right.
On things that I know that would benefit mankind. So if they know a more righteous way to get to heaven or be gods, I think their theory is that they can be their own god and usurp God, the Father, the creator of all things. I think that's the sort of thing that sort of pagan. They worship this sort of some worship and paganism. I'm not into that sort of thing. I don't like secret. I don't like dressing up. I like working. I like working with my hands. Mason, actually, the word mason means to work. So a stonemason works stone.
Right.
A carpenter would be known as a wood mason. I've got a friend in South England in Dorset. He makes wall. He does walling out of what we call cob, which is sort of like lime and straw, and they build walls. It's an old traditional way of building walls. It's called cob, and he calls himself a mud mason. So the word mason means to work. So I'm a stonemason. That means I work stone, and I love it. So a freemason means they're free of work. Means they don't really work. They
All
don't
right.
need.
I'm getting down to where it's going to shut the battery's going to shut down. My computer's going to shut down. So I'm going to
All
have to
right,
call it a night.
all right, my friend.
But
God bless
I
you. Thank you ever
appreciate
so
you
much.
coming on, and
Oh,
it was great talking to you in person. Not just through the chat. That was great.
yeah.
And
I'm a
I'm
one finger
sure,
typist. So
and
I'm a
I'm
one
sure I'll
finger
get you up
typist.
here on here again too.
So
And I'll also send you an email too.
all right, my friend.
Thank you so much, and God bless
God,
you.
God bless you, Stefan. I will leave you in peace now. But thank you ever so much. Blessings to everyone. God bless everyone. Please, please, please read the book. Read the book. It's true. All right.
All right.
Praise the Lord. God bless you. Thank you, Stephen. Stefan.
Thank you,
Happy ironing.
No ironing involved.
Goodbye, my friend. Goodbye. Catch you
All right.
later.
Goodbye. And God bless everyone that's still out there in the chat. Thank you for stopping by. And Minds Over Matter. Thank you. God bless you. Have a good night. And this one was like a really quick spur of the moment live stream. So there was no notifications. Usually I try to have at least an hour ahead of time so people can see that, it's going to be coming on soon so they can get ready for it. So hopefully Minds Over Matters. Hopefully you'll be able to see the next notification ahead of time and you can catch it from the beginning. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a good night. God bless.